Now, the Livewire.
She did tell me that I didn't have to feel obligated, but it was like, I'm your sister. And I think through this whole thing, I've just had this mindset that anyone would do this for someone that they love, especially a sibling. So it's kind of hard for me to look at it as if I'm being a hero, because I think anyone would do this for someone they love.
Here's the Livewire with Branden.
Welcome back to a giving episode of the Livewire. Got a question for you. Could you make this sacrifice to save someone's life? This week, we're going beyond the music to support our community, raise awareness for families facing leukemia and other forms of cancer. And joining me this week, Scott Seaman from 90 Pound Wrench and his daughter, Maddy. After Scott's daughter, Emily, she's 30 years old, diagnosed with leukemia, their family was thrust into a fight they've never expected. Together, we talk about the diagnosis, the search for life-saving donors, and the incredible twist of hope that followed. It's a story of courage, family, and a reminder that one person can make all the difference. If you have a chance to save a life, would you? That's the question this week. We join Scott and Maddy on the Livewire. Here we are, back out on the Livewire, hanging out at Rendezvous Junction in Rogers, and met up with my friend Scott, 90 Pound Wrench. You know the band. They were one of my first interviews on the Livewire. And you ask me why. Why was 90 Pound Wrench one of the first interviews? I think they were one of the most established local bands in the area. They're not only an established band, but an influence for a lot of other bands. And, you know, you're talking about a big tree in Northwest Arkansas, or trees. These guys are big oak trees. So it's nice to have Scott here on the Livewire. Pretty important episode, a little different. It's not really about 90 Pound Wrench, which, by the way, they're still rocking. But there's been a lot going on in the family, Scott, and a lot going on in your guys' world in the fam. So what have you guys been going through?
My oldest daughter, Emily, was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia. It was about the worst case as possible.
No.
They immediately put her in the hospital. She went 2 months, a little over 2 months, stayed in the hospital, rounds of chemo, and it was finally decided she was going to have a bone marrow transplant.
Yeah.
So we've just been trying to figure out the whole thing. It's not something you can prepare for. It's not something that you would ever dream. You know, you think about leukemia and you think children that you see on the commercials and stuff. You don't think about a 30-year-old woman.
Yeah.
Being diagnosed with leukemia.
That's true. You feel like, I mean, as a parent, you're probably like, we're out of the woodworks with the leukemia at 30.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
You feel that. So that diagnosis for the whole family, I'm sure, is just absolutely shocking.
It was,
so,
for sure.
And, of course, you guys hit the ground running with trying to help your daughter.
Yes.
And that process is still happening right now, right?
It is. Man, it's a day-to-day thing. She's exhausted all the time. She has no immune system, just completely worn out. She probably sleeps 14, 16 hours a day, something like that. It's hard for her to get up and walk around.
Yeah.
Lots of bone pain, that kind of stuff. So it's really, really taken its toll on her.
Yeah, well, with all this pain, there is some hope out there.
Yes.
And there was an organization that came to your aid that helped you out. First off, explain what this organization is and how you found them.
It used to be called Be the Match. Now it's NMDP, I believe.
Yeah.
But it's a worldwide bone marrow registry. We actually got lucky. My son Todd, because of Lamb of God, they had a song. One of their top fans, passed away.
Yeah.
From leukemia. He didn't have a chance at this, and so they got involved with the Be the Match. Well, because of that song, Todd signed up, and he actually matched with someone. I went with him to Washington, D.C., got to see the whole donation process.
Wow.
Randy from Lamb of God met us there and spent the weekend with us, and he's family now. Then last year, we actually got to finally, once the HIPAA laws died down, we got to meet the guy that Todd saved. His name's Michael. Michael, if you hear this, we love you. But we got to have dinner with him, and it was just very, very emotional, and I was so proud that my son was saving someone's life. It's a selfless thing because it's not an easy process. It's not easy on the donor. But having the chance to actually save someone's life is it's incredible.
Yeah, and with this program, so you kind of got in the know with this Be the Match is what it was back then.
Yes.
You got in the know with this, and then now you kind of had that call to, hey, maybe we need to get a hold of these guys.
Sure enough.
And that's what happened. They went on the search. If you do the little swab in your mouth and you send that off for anyone that wants to be a potential donor. And this is all over the world. This isn't just like in the state of Arkansas or the United States. This is everywhere. And so they were on the search for that match for your daughter to help out with this transplant, this bone marrow transplant. So did they find anyone?
They did. She had three matches that they rated on a scale of 1 to 10 or 1 to 12.
Yeah.
But she had a lady that was at 8. That was the highest that she got. She was from Italy.
Wow.
Actually, we just found out. So they were going to fly her over here and do the transplant. When we got down to UAMS, they suggested that my youngest daughter, Maddy, that they do a swab and see if she matched, and she was a 12.
12.
Matched perfectly.
Out of 10.
Yes.
So this is like a super match.
This is, they were freaking out because it just doesn't happen.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so now it turns into a whole different game because you have another daughter. How old's Maddy?
Maddy's 22.
22.
Yes,
You have
sir.
another daughter that is also going to be not only in on this journey, but as you said, it's a sacrifice, a health sacrifice. It's a sacrifice for her sister and for the family. So
Yes.
what does that mean to you?
Through this whole process, I've realized that both my daughters and my wife, I'm married to a warrior, and I have warrior girls. I mean, it's insane. I couldn't be more proud, and I'm just every day in awe watching them help each other go through this. It blows my mind.
Yeah. Well, I am honored to talk to you about this today, and we're all honored to have Maddy here on the podcast here today. Maddy, first off, the bravery that it takes once you get this, I don't know, is it a gift?
I would definitely consider it a gift. I've never looked at it as a responsibility, but I feel more honored than anything to be considered her match.
What was the first thing that went through your mind when they said, hey, Maddy, like, not only are you a match, but, like, you're the best qualified match to help your sister?
I was extremely shocked given the percentage that they told us, that it's pretty much a 25% chance that relatives or primarily siblings match, and if they do, they are a 100% match.
Yeah.
So I already knew that the odds were not
Right, definitely not in your favor. Yeah.
So finding out that I did, I was just like, oh my God, like,
Yeah.
yeah, she's like my twin.
Did you have that conversation with your sister about this?
Yeah, but regardless, I was going to do it.
Yeah.
She did tell me that I didn't have to feel obligated, but it was like, I'm your sister. And I think through this whole thing, I've just had this mindset that anyone would do this for someone that they love, especially a sibling. So it's kind of hard for me to look at it as if I'm being a hero, because I think anyone would do this for someone they love.
It's still inspiring. It really is. It feels like a movie. And I'm hoping for the best outcome and the best happy ending for this. You are heading down to Little Rock This will happen in August, and you get to stay there in the hospital, hooray, for like 30 days, right?
Well, Emily
Yeah,
will be
yeah.
there. I'm an outpatient, and I'll be there for 5 or 6 days, depending on how it goes. But the procedure will follow that once I get there, they will be giving me shots every day for the first 4 days, and then I will do the procedure for the transplant.
Yeah. And then you got to stick around Little Rock just in case, maybe some more donations or things like that throughout the weeks. And it's a long process. We talked with Scott about this, and if people are following 90 Pound Wrench, they may know that there is a GoFundMe out there to help out. There's been a few GoFundMes already going. And Scott, we got to talk about the bands stepping up. We talk about you being an old oak tree with 90 Pound Wrench and some of those branches of that tree that have been helping you out in your time of need, in these dark times for the family. I don't want to say dark times. I want to say inspired times where where you guys are really needing the support and love of the community and the bands. So what has that been like?
Man, it was one of the most humbling things I've ever been a part of. Most of those kids, I've known them since they were in school because, my son Todd, he's been part of that scene forever. And for them all to step up, they're all family to me.
Yeah.
So it's hard to ask for help, because there's people less fortunate than we are. So it's hard. Your pride gets you. But my boys in Leona.
When the sun sets, you won't return into infinity, fade away, forever killed in oblivion.
Big surprise for me. I hadn't got to see him. TV preacher. Love them. Bought the vinyl.
They're so
and
great.
a T-shirt that night. I just love them. And then Cadillac Jackson. Who is one of my new favorite bands. And then Chasing Pictures. Kendra, you and the boys. You guys have been one of my favorite bands since I saw you the first time. We've done some shows together and stuff, and it was just amazing. And then there was a ton of other people, from other bands that were there, and it was like a big reunion is what it was, and just absolutely humbling.
Yeah. I think that it takes a community to raise a child in the first place, and I think it takes a community to care when things aren't going the best, and when we know that we can help. If anyone sees fit to help out, you can be that lifesaver too.
Absolutely.
And how do they do that, Scott?
You can reach out to, you can use the Be the Match links. You just go on, order your swab kit, and they put you in a registry. They prefer people from 18 to 35, so I'm way past that.
Yeah.
I can't donate.
He's very
but,
great.
Anyway, they build this huge registry of DNA, for this situation. Anybody that gets any kind of blood cancer, they've got a registry that they can draw from, so they're not looking. Once they pull the DNA profile of the leukemia or blood cancer patient, they can immediately go into the registry and start matching people up.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So, think about that and how you can be a part of changing someone's outcome in life.
Absolutely. And I'd like to take a minute to mention that minorities have less of a chance of matching. There's not as many donors.
Okay.
And I'd really love to raise some awareness on this, and that's going to be my charge. Once we get Emily healed, I'm going to be preaching this stuff.
Yeah.
But white, female, you have 98% chance of finding a match. Hispanic, 45% chance.
Wow.
Asian or Pacific Islander 40%, multiracial 25%, and then African American 25%. And it's because there's not enough donors.
Yeah.
And, anything we can do to raise awareness for that, because you never know. I never dreamed one of my kids would wind up with leukemia.
Yeah.
So, man, if you can be a donor and match, man, jump in that registry.
That's right. And we've got the links on our page, on our Facebook page, as well as sharing that GoFundMe. I've talked to you multiple times about, these GoFundMes and all this stuff. It's just a bummer of a world, or say of a country, that we have to do this in this way. But I do know that it's not going to just take one donation. This is a long process for the family. And I remind everyone, all the bands and everyone, to check on their brothers and check on their family when this is all finished in August and beyond that, because it is going to take a long time to heal for that process. In the meantime, you can be the match and you can be a part of change for someone's world, which is pretty easy with just a mouth swab. It seems pretty easy.
Just a cheek swab.
That's right. We got all the links for that on our page. We're going to leave them. I was thinking of maybe that song. You guys went, and met the band. Do you know the name of that tune?
It's called The Duke.
The Duke.
The Duke. And it's about that cancer patient that was a fan of theirs, and he wound up passing away. And when Todd did his donation, he actually talked to Wayne, the Duke, his father.
Oh, wow.
And, I mean, it's been very surreal, that whole process. Randy's like a family member now.
Yeah.
And he's been working with me with my sobriety, actually.
And this, that's a big thing also with the sobriety. That, that kind of, you got sober before all of this.
I did. November 1st, I woke up and I walked in and told my wife, Melissa, I said, I love you. I'm done. I'm not drinking anymore. And today's, what did I say, 261 days?
Yeah, but who's counting, right?
Yeah. Some days are harder than others, but, if I can make it through my daughter having leukemia and not have a drink, I think I got it licked.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, you're inspiring a lot of people, including myself. I'm really in your guys' corner when it comes to this. We'll try to help as much as we can here at the X. Maddy, so proud of you. I think, like you said, anyone would do it for their loved ones, but you are doing it. And it's commendable, and I can't wait to see the big celebrations after everything is okay. We can celebrate. I mean, we got to look at the finish line of this and how it's going to be amazing. So I can't wait to celebrate with you guys when it comes to that. And thanks so much for sharing your story here on the Livewire.
This snake eats its tail. Lay my burden down, walking free beyond the pale. No time is left to